So hey guys, today we're talking about physical health, and I decided, to connect with really one of the greatest linebackers of all time. This is Brian Urlacher.
Debatable.
How you doing, Brian?
Doing good, thank you.
Thanks for being a part of this today. You and your family attend Sun Valley.
Yes.
You guys go to Queen Creek?
Queen Creek, yes.
And how long have you been attending?
I believe 2016 is when we started going. We attended a service here first, and then that one was closer for us, so we started going there after that.
Yeah, so over at Gilbert and then Queen Creek.
Yes.
Yeah. So my first question is this. You had an illustrious career with the Chicago Bears, right? You're a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
One of the greatest linebackers of all time. It's not debatable, you are.
It is debatable, but...
So here's my first question. Who's your favorite pastor?
Oh, you. Not even close. So...
Everybody write that down,
yeah,
tweet that out.
I was kind of starstruck one day. I don't get starstruck, but I saw Pastor Chad at Chipotle one day on Gilbert and the freeway, and I was like, whoa, I think that's him. And I got a little stressed out. I didn't want to come bother you, but you were checking out, so I was like, it's not a bad time to say hi. So I came and said hi to you. I was a little starstruck myself.
And it took me a second, because I'm like, only know one Brian Urlacher.
Yeah.
And it was you. When I went home, I told my wife I was a big deal, because...
You were? Well, I recognized you right away. I was like, that's Pastor Chad.
Yeah, and...
I ran home and told my wife the same thing as well.
And you didn't say anything about me being shorter in real life. I really appreciate that.
I didn't notice that until recently.
So you didn't just wake up one day and be a Hall of Fame linebacker.
Yeah.
Like tell me about growing up. When did you get into the habit of physical conditioning and all those kinds of things?
I mean, I always played with my brother in the street. We played football and we wrestled and all that good stuff just because we were competitive. But I probably started weight training in 7th grade. And that when I started, I got addicted to it because for me, I could see myself getting better, and it was just addictive for me to see the muscle being put on. And I started to grow a little bit, which helped. I wasn't very tall till I was in high school, but I could see myself growing a little bit and getting thicker. But I mean, it was an everyday thing for me. I never swayed from it. From 7th grade all the way through high school. In college is when I made my huge jumps. I mean, I went to college, I was 195, 6'4", 195 in high school, my senior year in high school, skinny. And I finished my freshman year at 230. At New Mexico. It was a habit to train every day. Mentally, if I wasn't training, I was getting behind in my mind. If someone else was getting better than me, if I wasn't doing what I need to be doing in the weight room or physically training, doing drills and stuff like that for my position, I needed to do that every day or I was getting behind everybody else. And I felt the same way in the NFL. I felt like if I wasn't doing my part, there's gonna be someone better than me or in better shape than me that season.
Somebody like me, right? Like, yeah. I'm not going to be a world-class athlete, any of that.
Don't have to be.
That's not my bag. God had something different planned for me. But it's important to me to stay healthy, those kinds of things. Habits, consistency, give me some ideas.
Yeah, I mean, if you can find, like I said.
I'm okay with the dad bod. I got it. I can live with it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I want to stay
There's nothing
healthy.
wrong with that. I think the biggest word is healthy, you said. I mean, just doing something, if you can find, so for me, I started when I retired, I would get on the treadmill every day and put it on an incline and just walk because my knees would hurt. My back was sore when I first retired. So I was just trying to find things that didn't hurt. So I would get on my treadmill and just put it on a 15-degree incline and walk for 30 minutes. I burn 700 calories. That's in half an hour. That's a good little workout for me.
Yeah, which is like a snack for you, 700
calories. That's right. That's a mid-afternoon snack, not pre-bed, not the milk and cookie snack before bed.
All right.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah, just if you can do something, find time in your day. It's not hard. I think mine is in the morning. If I don't do it in the morning, it's not going to get done. That's my mentality. I want to do it right when I get up, get it out of the way so I can get on with the rest of my day. Every once in a while, if I miss out in the morning, I'll try and get it right in the evening. But we're so busy with the kids and everything, it's hard to do that. But I think you have to find time for you when you can squeeze it in.
You're pretty successful in the profession that you've been in. You've done well, all of that, fame, all the things that a lot of us dream about. When it comes to all of that and your faith, does that balance you out? Is there an element? Because somebody, that might be on the fence with faith or whatever, it would be like, well, why does Brian need God, right? He's got everything.
Yeah.
What do you think just in the realm of those kinds of thoughts?
It's so hard. There's so many different pushes and pulls when you're in your career. You don't really see it, but when you're looking back, there's so many people pulling you different directions. And if you can just get focused in and all the help you can get, the better. It's so hard to kind of stay focused on what you need to do. And early on, I had a hard time in my career. It was hard for me because I never had money growing up. So then you got all this money.
Well, yeah, and you're a kid.
I'm 21 years old. And I just signed up. I'm a first-round draft pick. And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of...
From nothing to everything overnight.
And you think, oh, it's always going to be this way. It's not always going to be that way. That was a hard thing to realize as well. Then you have kids, and that kind of hones you in and grounds you a little bit. But it's so much easier now looking back to see what I should have done. But that's why we live, right? You got to learn from your mistakes, I guess.
Yeah. There's a verse in the Bible, and it says, physical training is of some value, but spiritual training is good for eternal life.
Agreed. Yep.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, they're hand in hand. I feel like, there's so many things you can benefit from physical training, but it's just the mindset you get into. And for me, my mind races when I'm out there on my bike or when I'm working out. It's just when I'm walking, I like hiking as well. It's just my mind races, and it's like therapy for me to get myself where I need to be mentally. My wife will tell you when I don't go on a bike ride, I'm not very fun to be around. I just feel like it starts my day off. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like I don't drink coffee, but maybe it's like my coffee. I get up and I just, I go drink Gatorade and eat my granola bar and then go for my bike ride, feed the dogs. And I'm gone for 2 or 3 hours, get home, everyone's waking up. It's perfect.
Some people, I won't mention any names like my own, but some people, quarantine 15, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Somebody that's been a little lethargic the past few weeks and they're wanting to get into something, what kind of advice would you give?
So my philosophy is something's better than nothing. I don't really care what you do. As long as you're doing something, I think it's great for you. I tell my kids the same thing, my wife the same thing. Doesn't matter. If you can ride a mile, ride a mile. If you can jog. But something's better than nothing. You burn some calories, and like I said, mentally, I think it just makes you feel better about yourself. I know when I do my rides or exercise, I'm like, all right, I did something today. I accomplished something. It's a sense of accomplishment, and it just makes you feel good. But yeah, something's better than nothing. But Arizona, this is like the place to be for outside working out. If it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes. You just go for a walk, take your dog or take your kids, and you do something.
Yeah, so your biggest thing is just keep moving.
Keep moving, do something. And I'm a big golfer as well. I love playing golf. I don't walk on the golf course, but you're still out there doing something. And like I said, we live in Arizona. It's great to be outside and do things here. So just anything where you're moving, and like I said, something's better than nothing. So get out there and do something.
What I've learned with my son, so I have 2 boys.
Yes.
If I want to have a conversation with them and we sit and try to do this, that does not work. You talked about things you do with your family all the time. What are some ideas there? We kind of best of both worlds, relationship and
so
moving.
When I love going hiking with the family because we're not only getting exercise, but we're talking. Because once you get going, everyone wants to talk and things come up that I didn't know about. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. And I just more listening for me to them talk to each other. It's fun. Yeah. But when I go biking, I love going biking with my son because we get a chance to spend time together doing exercise. My wife will go with me every once in a while. It's fun. Obviously taking the dogs on a walk is fun because we can all go do that. But it's just you build your relationships and you exercise at the same time. I think it's good to get that conversation in there that you maybe wouldn't normally, especially from your kids. You know this. It's hard to get your kids to talk about anything. But if you get them relaxed more so and not thinking about talking, maybe more about walking, they'll open up to you a little bit more. That's what I found with my kids, at least when we're doing something they want to do and they're actually enjoying, they talk a little bit more.
Well, hey man, thanks for spending some time with me today and helping us think through some of this stuff. And I guess I'll see you at Chipotle.
Yes. Thanks for asking me to do this.
Yeah.
Chipotle.
I'm honored. Thanks, man.
Chipotle.